Hey y'all, TREY to the GAMR here. Now you may be wondering, TREY, this isn't a GAME you're reviewing, this is an MP4, and I'd say you're wrong. What I'm reviewing is actually an MXF, based on a GAME. Okay, I'll stop. That got real old real quick. Sorry if I'm sounding a little sniffly. I'm still getting over a sinus infection that I got last weekend, but it's still freaking with me. Yes, I'm finally making another Sonic video. Finally! 10,000 views. Jeez, Daniel Louise. Please stop watching this. It's old and cringe. Speaking of old and cringe, remember when they were trying to push this abomination? I can't believe the whole internet cyberbullied an entire studio into completely overhauling their character design in their post-production phase. Yes, thank everything that they decided to change that into something more palatable after enough negative reception. Now, I was thinking about doing this YMS Quickies style video, looping trailer footage to best show off what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure the content ID bot wants to hit me hard, so this vid's going to just look like this. Don't mind the edits and filters. And I also hope you'll enjoy the border being gameplay of what some would say is the best 3D Sonic game. I'm not sure yet, it's my first playthrough. I've only ever played the 3DS version. So, video game movies, notoriously awful. Will this one finally be good? I mean, not that high of a bar to cross. That bar being Detective Pikachu, I think. I don't know. I heard people really like that one, but I haven't seen it myself, so whatever. Will the Sonic movie be good? Period? Well, you probably heard positive things about it by now. I mean, especially since I see that there are reviews out there that even came out before they were released, but I'm not important enough to get an early screening, so I want to come in at this angle. Does the Sonic movie work good as a movie for Sonic? Well, let's find out. So I just saw the Sonic movie. Time to critique it, I guess. I'm no movie critic. Y'all know me more for reviewing games. I'm more interested in dissecting game mechanics and how well they mesh and all that. But hey, I've aced movie classes in college and my job is video editing, so I kinda know my way around the cinematic arts and have a grasp on the basics about blocking, cinematography, scene composition, scene structures, creative writing, editing, etc. And also a general audience understanding of special effect quality, acting, and knowing when I do or do not like something. And also, I possess a lifelong love for Sonic. Played the original trilogy on ye old 90s desktop when my family had one. Played the heck out of the GBA games. Enjoyed Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes. Watched them cartoons. Played the more spin-offs. Subjected myself to the trickle of boost games, which are not as bad as people say. I think I know what a Sonic Hedgehog is. Did they do my boy justice for the big screen debut? I'd say yes. Mostly. Emphasis on mostly. When it comes to Sonic himself, sadly, they aren't using his current voice actor, Roger Craig Smith, but instead, Ben Schwartz. Why? I have no idea. I guess for star power, but I don't know my actors or celebrities, and I prefer it to stay that way, as celebrity culture is toxic, and I find movies more immersive if I don't know the people in them. Anyways, I was about to complain about this unnecessary change, but Benny here actually hits the voice right on the head. He did a really good job. Plus, I really love this design. I cannot reiterate enough how glad I am that they didn't go through with this horrible mess they showed at first. This replacement design is top notch and way more faithful to the real deal, yet still being not completely unbelievable in the real world setting that he's set in. Also, there are a couple of things that aren't accurate. Oh my crap, blue arms! Blue arms! Blue arms! Blue arms! Like his eyes don't slickly converge, which, let's be honest, that would have been much. Anyways, I just want to say, with the voice, design, and most importantly character, this portrayal, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, and he got teleported out of his world. Do they call it Mobius? Not yet, okay. He got teleported out of his world and into our human world. I'm usually against stories like this, like some freaking cartoon characters now trapped in the real world. I can kind of believe it more with Sonic because they did it before, and it's kind of weird. Sonic like has both the animal characters and also humans, and it's weird, and I can see it being pulled off well, and they kind of do a good job, whatever. But yeah, he's now in our world, which apparently is a thing rings can do now. Yeah, you think of a place, you throw them, and next thing you know, it's a portal to the place. I guess they got the idea from a special stage rings you jump into in some of the games. He hides and resides in a small Montana town called Green Hills.
I understood that reference.
Where he meets Tom Hardy, Tom Bergeron, James Marsden playing the generic dude to act as a stabilizer for the audience to cling on to in a story about a fast furry outrunning a fat guy. He's a small town cop wanting to become a big city officer down in San Fran. Oh yeah! They're sowing the seeds, I swear. Okay, so hear me out on this one. How about instead of him being named Tom Wachowski, how about Chris Thorndike? Yeah, I know. Chris was a terrible character, but here's why I suggest it. Sonic X is a story about Sonic appearing in the human world and befriending a guy. This movie is also about Sonic appearing in the human world and befriending a guy. So might as well just call him that for the sake of consistency. I don't know, maybe there was a rights reason they couldn't, so who knows. Anyways, Chris Thorndike here gotta hide this mutant thing from the government. Are they called Gun? Not yet, okay. I would have had him be a division of a government that would have dealt with anomalous instances like Sonic. They are trying to track down Sonic with the help of a certain self-centered mad scientist, Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik, being played here by the real normie audience attractor, Jim Carrey. This is the character I'm the most mixed on because, like, look at him. This and Eggman in any incarnation. I mean, at least have him wear a fat suit, but then again, we could tell in the Monster Mouth trailer that it was obvious he was going to be carrying the movie. He's still a hilarious character, and if you are a purist, it seems that he is going to devolve into the crazy fat raspy voiced doctor we all know him as, if they're going to make some sequels, which, yes, they teased. So why is Eggman after Sonic?
Sonic is the innocence he can no longer connect with.
Exactly.
He wants to own it,
Right.
but he can never be it.
Right.
Okay, wow, that's actually clever and deep, but no, seriously, plot-wise, why is Jim Carrey's character chasing a blue CGI platforming mascot? Well, he wants Sonic's innate electrifying powers as allowing him to run good, which, as a lifelong Sonic fan, is complete bullcrap. Why is Sonic's powers here based on electricity? He's not the Flash. I mean, I get it, fast as light, lightning, but speed and lightning is a Flash thing, not Sonic. Sonic is just literally fast and uses the raw kinetic destruction from the speed alone. When Sonic's speed ever gets compared to any element, it's wind. Heck, he even sort of pulls the Sonic Tornado move at one point. If you want Eggman to be hunting some powers related to Sonic, have it be the Chaos Emeralds. Wait a minute, are the Chaos Emeralds even in this movie? Does he go Super Sonic? Do we go deeper into Sonic's world? Do we get to see Sonic's entourage? Well, if I am going to dive into these questions, I'm going to have to dive into spoiler territory, so skip here for more spoiler-free info and my summary of the movie, and so, yeah, here comes the answers to those questions. Here we go. No going back. Way too fast. Okay, so no. There are no Chaos Emeralds or whatever for the rest of the film. It's just Sonic versus Eggman. You people almost had me think I accidentally spoiled myself. Honestly, this movie doesn't pull any surprises. Sonic goes to San Francisco with his new buddy to get his lost ring collection after he accidentally dropped it in a portal that he got tranked in. Because he needs to jump planet, because, you know, the military's after him. Of course, he wants to stay and ends up fighting Eggman and bouncing him off planet instead, where he goes even more crazy, grows fat, and vows revenge. The most spoilery part of the movie is actually at the very beginning, when Sonic is in his own world. He has this power that'll draw attention, so he is under the supervision of Longclaw, this realistic owl that just still juxtaposes from the other characters in this world. Maybe it would have looked better in the human world. I don't know. Maybe this would have worked better if Sonic had his old crappy design, which is a non-negotiable no. We aren't having that. Why this owl though? They had other figures that could have acted as Sonic's parental caretaker in other media. Wait a minute, wait. Is that the Echidna tribe? They're all supposed to be dead. Or in space. Yeah, anybody remember that game? I'm still waiting for a direct sequel. Well, Sonic got a little too cocky and now the secret's out and Longclaw forces Sonic into our world. Rip Longclaw. At least you'll probably be avenged by a giant water monster chaos god that'll genocide them all except one. Maybe. Depends where we want to take the Sonic story after this. Speaking of Sonic's buddies, that mid-credit scene though. Heck yeah, Tails! Aw, you look so fluffy! And is that his current actual VA from the games? Oh, awesome. I'm guessing the next movie is going to be taking more in place in Mobius. Maybe then Eggman will try to use the Chaos Emeralds or find more about the super speed abilities that Tails seems to also have. Maybe he'll trick Knuckles again, which Sonic definitely has a right to hold a grudge against this time. Maybe Chaos will get involved. Maybe the Death Egg. Maybe in a third Sonic movie they can introduce Shadow and Gerald Robotnik and the Ark and have it start off with Sonic being captured by the government and busting out, flying back around San Francisco, skating down the hills on a metal scrap of Escape from the City, blasting during the intro credits. I want that so bad. Until they proceed and make any sequels and then decide on what material they're going to pull from the games and other stuff, we got this humble little movie, and, for the most part, I'm glad that it is the way that it is. They had to create this world mostly from scratch since Sonic Team doesn't know what canon is. Things like GUN and Tom being called Chris Thorndike, they're not really inaccuracies, more so than I feel like they're more missed opportunities, personally. But maybe they had them in mind because, oh boy, there are so many small details, references, and Easter eggs to nearly every game, animation, and even memes.
Gotta go fast!
I'm convinced the writers and environmental artists must have known Sonic and Sega like the back of their hands. If you're a fan, there are a lot of neat little details to catch, like Hilltop Zone, the Sega Saturn logo, and I swear I saw the orange maracas from that one thing, Sambo de Amigo, I think, the Orange Monkey game. I'm pretty sure I'll be catching more on repeat viewings. But you know what you won't need repeat viewings to catch? Olive Garden's endless pasta bowls, cause they truly are endless. Yeah, there's some dumb product placement, just unsubtle all throughout this. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why. There's this plot point that the next world Sonic's going to flee to is one made entirely out of mushrooms. And there's this like running gag that he hates mushrooms. I think that it might be a meta jab at Mario, and also I think the world itself is a reference to the first level of Sonic and Knuckles, but who knows for sure. So yes, this movie was made with fans in mind, so much so that I'm astonished that they almost ruined it by subjecting us with this blasphemous rendition. But you know, I'm sure that was just a case of classic executive meddling. While yes, this movie has fans in mind, it's still a family-friendly film and there's a focus towards children, so the human world is goofy. Sometimes to Nick tier and animal movie levels of stupid goofy, but now mixed with weird high-budget action sequences that really implicit death. And even one character uses a gun. God, if they put Shadow in these movies, they have to make me use a gun at least once. So, wow. Yeah, it's weird. The goofiness mixed with action is weird, yet a suitable tone. Especially with evil genius Ace Ventura here. Like, yeah, that kind of makes it more believable with his cartoony hedgehog. At least the humans act weird sometimes. I don't know, but weird, it's still a weird mix, and I can understand why some people don't like it. I mean, they tried. Also, despite being kid-friendly and whatnot, at least it's not dumbed down. It doesn't treat the audience like idiots. So, is it good for kids? Well, maybe older kids, since they dropped the H word twice. They also did this maneuver twice. So, all in all, does the Sonic movie do this franchise good? Or at least is a good movie in general? I think it's an alright romp. I think there are a few things they could have changed to make it more in line with Sonic and also make it just a better movie in general, but I think it's passable. It's good for casual, familial audiences who may have never heard of a Sonic, and, well, if you're a fan, I do recommend checking it out if you're curious. I mean, it's no abhorrent mutilation of your childhood, though if you do feel that it does stray too far from the Sonic you know, or is just not up to your personal standards, I mean, that's understandable. It's flawed and trope-filled, but it has a charm and passion to it. If you're just a regular moviegoer who's just never heard or cared about Sonic, then this movie is not going to suit you. I think right now this movie is kind of overrated. I mean, I liked it, but I think most of the praise that it's getting is just people glad that it's not garbage. And it most certainly is not bad, but it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay to like it, it's okay to dislike it, and honestly, I had a good time. I'd watch it again, not in theaters, I'd buy a DVD on sale. Only see this movie if you're actually interested and are a Sonic fan, and try to keep an open mind. Anyways, this was the TREY of GAMR numbers 5 through 8. More Sonic stuff hopefully in the future, especially since next year is going to be his 30th anniversary, so maybe I'll have something planned for him, maybe so subscribe for that. I wonder now if there's possibly a mockbuster in the vein of this movie. God, I'll have to be on the lookout for that. So until next time, I'll see you next time. So see ya.